I've got a very overtired child, and my mom is putting him to bed today. So, normally he goes to sleep really quickly, but she's decided to put him to bed tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay? We'll just see what happens. 1 second. Okay. Here we go. So, we're going to do a seed stitch today. Now, some people like this and some people really hate it. I know I say that about like almost every stitch, but mostly just the satin stitch and the French knot. Only because this one doesn't really have like a rhyme or reason to it. Okay, I'm going to do 3 strands and we're going to fill up this whole little pathway with seed stitch. Seed stitch is literally just tiny little stitches that look like grains of rice almost. And they're just going to be this way and that way and this way and that way. Okay, so there's no, like I said, rhyme or reason. We try to make all of our stitches the same length, about the same size as a grain of rice. So I'm just going to literally start here and just kind of work my way over. Normally, I like to work from left to right, so I'm just trying to see what will be the best. I'll probably work from here over, actually. So let's get started. You're going to come up from the back. I'm using 3 strands. And let's see if I can just zoom in a little bit more without it getting grainy. I had to take all of my stuff down because my grandma and grandpa needed their bedroom. Can you imagine? So I took all my stuff down for them to sleep here last night and everything. And I had to put it all back up now. So I'm just hoping that everything is still good. So I pulled a little bit of the green through, which is a little bit annoying because I don't like it when you can see the colors through like that. Nope, I still can. Where are you? There we go. Right, so we're just going to do tiny little stitches like this. And like I said, we're going to go this way and that way and that way and this way. We don't want any of them being like 2 parallel lines, you know, where you can like clearly be like, there's a pattern right there. So literally just 1 up, 1 to the side, 1 at an angle, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. You want to try and keep the same kind of spacing so none of them are touching each other. Like I said, some people love this stitch because it's really free and you can do literally whatever you want. And other people hate the stitch because they're like, what do I do? There's no design. There's no pattern. There's no way. Okay, so this one's just a little bit longer than that one, and that is okay. All right, we don't want to make them much longer than that, if I'm honest. What's this here? Where did you come from? And we're just going to try and continue this random kind of assortment and see where it takes us. So that's literally it. That's the stitch. So again, kind of a short one tonight because you can just do this like in your spare time when you are watching TV, because you really don't have any kind of like specific directions. I like to put some little half stitches like into things, so that it kind of looks like the pattern is going off of what's it called? Off of the, almost said paper, but like out. Imagine that if this was a real seabed, it wouldn't just like stop right there. It would kind of like go out even farther, you know? So we kind of like are making it look like it's real, even though it's not. I've just made it up. I've drawn it from my head. So do we love the seed stitch? Do we hate it? What do you think? I know I've got a couple people who I just know are going to be like, nope, I don't like this. I think it's because there's no wrong way to do this, you know? You're literally just making tiny little grains of rice this way and that way. I'm using 3 strands, so that's a little bit finer. You can do all 6 if you want to have it a bit more like bumpy, and so that you can kind of feel the stitches a bit more. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. See, I've got a couple stitches like that where I'm like we're gonna do split stitch and a bit of like thread painting for these. Spoiler alert. It's not that I hate teaching it or I hate doing the stitch. I just find it a bit tedious. But like it always looks so good in the end. So like it's worth it. But at the same time, I always feel a bit like when I know it will look really good there, and I know that everyone's just gonna like turn out really good. But I don't know, there's just something about it where I'm just like, oh, I don't wanna. No, I love a split stitch. I think it's more teaching the thread painting part, because when you're doing, that's like an option, okay, to blend them. Telling all my secrets, but I think it's more just the thread painting part of it, because I feel like with thread painting, kind of like this, people want to know, where do I put my stitches? Like, where exactly do I put it? Like, do I put it here? Do I put it there? Do I put it here? Like, how far down? And the truth is, it depends on your own hoop, how many strands you use, where you put each stitch, you know? So it's not always so straightforward. And I think some people, they just want, like, just tell me how to do it, and then I'll do that. That's it, you know? So that's pretty much it for me. So if you're a little bit like, ugh, this is boring, I totally get it, because it's one of those stitches where you just do the same thing over and over and over. And that's it. That's the stitch. But we're going to fill this whole area. So I won't fill the whole area on the screen, but I'll do like a good amount of time. If anything else going on this path, I may add a sea creature, but I can always add it later on top of the sea stitch. There's nothing else going on the path. The path is just going to be clear. So there's going to be some things poking up. So this right here will kind of go up, and this right here will kind of overlap a little bit. There's a little like bush type thing here and here, but other than that, what you see is what is on it. There's no like secret things. I almost thought about adding like an add-on for like a 3 or 4 day stitch along. Okay, hear me out. Where we could make like a 3D creature that we could like attach on here somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So it would almost be like another stitch along, but it would only be like 3 or 4 days, and it would be an add-on to this stitch along where you can make your own, like, that's a bit big, 3D creature. But then I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't know. I thought Mel was going to be here. She actually messaged me and said that she wanted to catch me live, and she wanted to know what time. And I said between 7:30 and 8. So I thought she was going to be here. I know it's difficult for people in the UK, just because I think it's like way past midnight now. 12:42 it is there. So, like, obviously, no shame to them not coming. So yeah, I might be down for that. I plan on adding a jellyfish padded satin stitch for the head and hanging down 3D stitches for the legs. That could be super fun. And did you see that jellyfish? Not jellyfish, seahorse. Someone's made a seahorse like drawn one on their pattern. So please, please, please do not be afraid to do what you want with the stitch along and add what you want to add, okay? Because I love it when you guys go rogue with the patterns and add different little things, or, you know, do different stitches. And because really, like, this is not the only stitch that would work here. Like, there's lots of other stitches that we could put on the path. Like, we could have even done padded satin stitch and made each one like a little rock, and had it be like full of rocks, you know? There's lots of things that we could do with embroidery, and that's why I'm still so obsessed after so many years. I think it's been 12 years maybe since I started stitching. Maybe 2000, that's very long. Oopsies. 2015 was before that. I'll have to figure out, like, what was my very first one and, like, what year it was. I think my very first, like, actual hoop was 2014 or 2015. Like, that I sold, that, like, I was, like, a thing, you know? But obviously, having, like, an art degree, I've done stitching way before that, so I probably should figure it out. Because it really is, like, my most favorite thing to do. Right, now, if the end of your threads get a bit wispy on the end, you'll know exactly what I mean. I've just trimmed it off. But you'll know exactly what I mean when you see it. You can just snip those off, okay? So don't try and, like, thread your needle with a bunch of wispy little threads that, like, don't all go together to make one thread. I say that, and that's literally what I'm doing, because I didn't actually cut all of them at once. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to go. So hopefully, you guys, if you want to add this to yours, you can. And if not, that's okay too. I do know, like I said, it's a bit tedious, this stitch, because they're so tiny. You have to make so many different stitches. But it is worth it, because I feel like it gives it a little bit of, like, something, you know? It's not so, like, blank in the middle. And it really leads you to the ship really well. Okay, make sure I go there. All right, so if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna go, because I've got a lot to sort out now with the new de minimis thing and the tariffs and everything. I've got to try and figure out what I can do. So that's fun. Just a fun little surprise, you know? Hooray. Also, if you don't want to miss me going live, set up a alert through Instagram. And it's whenever I post or whenever I go live, you'll get a little notification that that's happening. And it is worth it, especially for the stitch-alongs. Just because it will be, you know, give or take 10-15 minutes every night. I think this is a good time. Unfortunately, for the people in the UK, I'm really sorry. But I do think it's a good time because if I try and do it too early in the day, there's just like kids everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So at least they're asleep. I don't have to worry about anything. It's just nice to have like a little chat with you guys. I love that. All right, so this is what we've done. What you need to do is fill this whole entire path. So I've done about half in like 20 minutes. So it's not going to take very long. It just seems like a long time because you have to make so many tiny stitches. But yeah, let me know if you like this one or not. I've got all of them saved so far onto YouTube. So go check YouTube and subscribe, like and subscribe. That's what they always say, right? I don't watch YouTube, so I don't know, it's been like ages. You know, that used to be like the thing that people would say. But yeah, subscribe if you want to and like the videos if you want to watch them there. I know they're way easier to fast forward or rewind on YouTube. So I'm really trying to make an effort to, one, not waffle on and make the stitches so that you can see the stitches and I'm done. And two, to make sure I upload them as soon as possible. Okay, so I've got the first 4 up right now. So I've got the prep video and then the 3 videos we've done so far. And then I'll do this one here tonight right after. Okay, so I hope you guys have a good night and I'll see you tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the last day and then we'll have 1 day break. And then we'll do 5 more days, then have 1 day break, and then 5 more days and we're done. Okay? So it's a bit different because I needed to finish it before I left to go back to England. So we leave on the 27th. So I needed to have it done before then. So that was kind of like the best way to do it whilst still stitching with you a lot. If that makes sense. So yeah, enjoy. This was the seed stitch and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.